I came to Regina in 1991. At that time, I'm working on the CO2 separation from natural gas. I originally from Thailand. At that time, Thailand have a lot of development of natural gas, and then they have to do a lot of CO2 cleanup. And in Vancouver, and suddenly they have a project in Regina, Saskatchewan, in the middle of the continent. They want to use CO2 for enhanced oil recovery. As you know, the CO2 can be a supercritical fluid to move the oil relatively easy. Everybody wants to say, wow, since you're going to put CO2 in the oil reservoir, why don't you put it there to use as a storage? And then now my research become carbon capture. The problem with CO2 then and now still is the cost. If the CO2 capture is more than paying tax, you're not going to do anything. You just pay tax and then go away, right? It's really the big company. But if you can capture CO2 and store cheaper than you pay tax, you will do that. This is how the cost picture look like. Okay. Now we still here somewhere in the $100 range. So, you know, Norwegian has about $100, and we talk about 50 euro in Europe. And our objective is, can we bring down to $30 per ton? Because energy and money interchangeable, right? If the process they use more energy will cost more now. And the key is how to reduce the energy intensity. We have to rely on your generation to do it, in my opinion. And this is a long-term program. Well, in the past, it more like, wow, I came to work as just a job, right? We see that nothing moving and still move very slowly now. It's moving, but it's slowly. Because we have been sit there and argue between left and the right that we cancel everything we have or we don't do anything because we can't do it type of thing. I still do believe that eventually we have to move into a non-carbon economy, but gonna take us idealistic maybe 50 years, but practically maybe 100 years, because we have a lot of infrastructure that we have to change. The energy intensity in the electric fuel, gasoline and jet fuel is the best possible to fly or to do the big truck. And to replace that going to be really difficult, okay? But we can do what we can do, and we can use more electric car, we can use solar panel, we can use windmill. At the end of the day, we have to be practical. And then I kind of like your group, after I look through a little bit, it's like more practical way to deal with environmental issue than do my thing, don't do that thing type of situation. I think we did most of it. The one that we want to do into the future is we did the sewing, we did the generation, we need the catalyst, but we haven't put them together and in the system. We do them in isolation. We still can do more of those. But what we want to do, and we're still working with Canadian government, and I have a number of my PhD students went back to Asia, in China in particular, in Thailand. We're thinking if we can put all of these elements together in a system and test and run and prove it. That is kind of my ultimate goal, and over the next 5 to 10 years. And another motivation, when people get together in 2017, so we have agreed on Paris Agreement. Many people, many scientists and engineers in particular, Paris Agreement can't be reached with just renewable. We have to put everything together in order to make it happen. We need to do everything in this envelope, in different shape and form and the different percentage. In no single technology going to solve climate change problem. And my next project is put all the technology together and bring down the cost. And put all the research that we have done and many people have done around the world into a system like this that can reduce the cost of energy consumption in the CO2 capture. I would say if we can have a free common knowledge that we can capture CO2 at $30 per ton, going to be a lot more people doing this. So what the benefit of capture and CO2 and use it? I mean, the cement is a good example. You store the CO2 in cement. When you put CO2 in cement, you increase the strength. That's something I try to work with a few of my students and colleagues in Asia because they're building more. And they have lots of building and everywhere in China in particular.